Namaskar, I am Shashi Garg, Chartered Accountant, and I am very much thankful to the Investor Education and Protection Fund authorities who has given me the privileges to speak, to share my thoughts on today's topic, creating awareness among investors through different perspectives. See, in today's scenario, this topic is very important because everyone has to know how to protect the investments, how to create the awareness among the with the different perspective to save their money. Slide, please. See, what do you do with your money? We can save, we can spend, and we can invest. How much we have to save, how much we have to spend, and how much we have to invest. These all are the very critical points. Everyone should know how much we have to give our ratios for this to prevent our money, to safeguard our future, everything. Screen. See, you might have heard about the Warren Buffett. He is the world's best investor. Do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving. The more emphasis on the savings. This gives the more emphasis on the savings. That first, what we are doing normally we are doing that we are saving after spending. But now we have to take first at least some portion of our income for the saving, and then we spend. That is, otherwise we will not have a flow and we will not have a money to save it. Slide, please. What is wrong with just saving? Inflation eats up you saving over time. See, in today's time, if you see that inflation is increasing every day. So if we will not have a proper planning, entire our savings will go in the inflation, and at the end, we will not have anything for the savings and this thing. Slide, please. What does inflation to do your expenses? See, if today I am having a 30,000 rupees expenses, so that same value, after 20 years, the expenses will be 80,000. So the impact of 5% yearly inflation on expenses. Every year, the same money will go for the inflation. And at the end, whatever I require for expenses, today's expenses, so if it is today's 30,000, then I need 80,000 rupees after 20 years for the same expenses. Slide, please. See, what does inflation to do your savings? Impact of 5 years. So today, if I am having a saving of 1 lakh rupees, then same 1 lakh rupees will value after 20 years is 35,000. If you see, I'll just explain that in 2018 the inflation rate was 3.94%. Again in 2019 it was 3.73%. Then today in 2022 it is 7%. That means the inflation is going on. In April it was the highest 7.79%. Where this money has gone? Because in 2021, in 20 it was increased from 3.73% to 6.62% due to the pandemic. But today is not a pandemic. So why? The food has gone up. Inflation in the food has gone up. Oil fats has gone up. Spices, vegetable, fruits, these all have gone up. Only the slowdown in oil and somewhere marginally on the transportation and this thing. So the inflation is eating up. So we have to think today itself that how to prevent from the inflation. Slide, please. So what is the solutions? How to do the investment safeguard against the inflation? we have to start savings. Earlier you start, it is better. Progress from a saving to investment. Whatever we are saving, we have to invest. Put money to work rather than accumulating or keeping. We should not keep our money idle. We have to put our money to accumulate. You work hard to earn money. When to earn the money, we are working very hard. Now, we have to do that money should work hard for us. Benefit from the power of compounding. We have to invest in such a way that the power of compounding has to increase. When the consumer or regular working person earn, they also save their money for emergencies and ticking off. Please back the slide. Emergencies and ticking off financial goals. However, inflation can turn one's good intentions and actions of saving by eating away at the value of their money. With time, saving money is a great way to avoid overspending on unnecessary items. So we have to see that how can we prevent, and we should not overspend our money due to that. At present, the inflation rate is almost 5 years per year. That means inflation would eat our returns. Sometimes the inflation rate can even touch 12%, as seen in 2013 also. With such high ratios, there is a risk of your money entering a deficit. Only saving and earning minimal interest on your savings cannot hedge against inflation. Slide. Again, Warren Buffett has informed that we should not only depend one single income. We have to create investment for the second source, because now the time that we have to make an investment and we have to have a second source of income to prevent the single source. Slide. Determine what are you investing for. It is a goal-based investing. Always invest in assets where with your specific financial goal in mind. That what are those goals? There are various options. Every individual has financial goals that he needs to reach in the short, medium or long-term period. Investing regularly to be able to reach the respective goal is called goal-based investing. For example, if you plan to buy a car in next 2-3 years, it can be called a short-term goal. Likewise, if you wish to plan for your retirement and children's higher education, then these can be termed as long-term goals. So we have to have a set specific financial goals in our mind. Next slide. What are the various options? The various options is mutual fund, property, insurance, bank deposits, gold, stocks. Stocks means here is the equity, bonds, which can be a government bonds or PSUs bonds, like this. We'll discuss this in the next slides. But these are the various options we have in today's scenario where we can have the investments. Slides. Make your investment work for you. Your investment should fight inflation for you. Provide income. As and when you need the income, our investment in such a way that we should generate some income. Be accessible and usable in parts and portion. Our investment should be accessible as and when we require. We can have in partial withdrawal or we can have full withdrawal. Grow in value and appreciate over time. Our investment, whatever we are investing, it should be grow in value and appreciate over time, and the time has to be there. Be realizable at fair value and low cost. Our investment should be realizable at a fair value, but cost should be low. Nowadays, if you see, there are a lot of policies comings are there where the hidden charges are there. So we have to be very cautious on that part. Important here is the diversification. We have to see that our funds should be diverse. No, we should not invest at one single place. We should invest at the different places. So our somewhere, if our investment is reducing, but other place it can be match up with the reduction. We have to have a sector-wise diversification to minimize the risk. Our assets allocation should match our needs. There are two type of this thing. One is the investment that grow in value, which is where the value is increased, like property, like gold, like art collection, equity shares, mutual fund. Here, property everyone knows, it can be a land, it can be a flat, or it can be residential, it can be a commercial. Gold. But here gold means not a jewelry, because jewelry is, you are not going to get the proper value of the jewelry. Here jewelry means the bullion or ETF. Art collection. Art collection is a very unique assets. Sometimes the all paintings are also this thing. It is a low corrections to stocks, and when time comes, you can sell it, you can generate the income from that. Equity shares. Equity shares is nowadays a very important features. We have to see the sector-wise investments, and we have to see it. Equity shares always give the benefit on the long-term basis. We should not go for the short-term. And here lot of things which I will discuss in equity shares कि हमें equity shares के लिए सारे सेक्टर वाइज देखना है कि आज बैंकिंग सेक्टर है तो आज एफएमसीजी सेक्टर है, आज फार्मा सेक्टर है. वी हैव टू सी द बैलेंस शीट्स, अकॉर्डिंगली वी कैन इन्वेस्ट, अकॉर्डिंगली वी कैन डू इट. So these all the things we have to see. Then the 5 mutual funds. That also we'll discuss. Investment that generate income. Certain investments which are generating the income, like bonds. There is a fixed income. Bonds are 8% bonds, government PSUs bonds, 9% bonds, 8% bonds. NSC we have a fixed interest, 6%, 7%. KVP Kisan Vikas Patra, we have a fixed income. So there is not a volatile, it's always the fix, like PPF. There is a fixed interest, we will get it. So they all are generating bank deposits, FD. FD there is a fixed interest rate. From this year to this year is the